Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and a warm welcome to our hearing and deaf scholarship students. This is our 5th annual Scholarship Luncheon. Special welcome also to the presidents and administrators from the 27 colleges and universities that partner with us. Thank you for the good work you do in providing a quality education to our students. Your dedication to the academic success of our students is very important. I know all our students understand and appreciate your dedication. I said, excuse me while I turn the page. Welcome also to our students from Gallaudet University in Washington, D.C. Gallaudet University is the only university for deaf and hard of hearing students in the world. I'm proud to tell you that our foundation has 11 scholarship students at Gallaudet, with 5 more this year, I hope. We have worked with both Gallaudet University and St. Joseph's University to start a new degree program in insurance for deaf students. I believe deaf people can work and be successful in the insurance industry. This past year, Philadelphia Insurance Company had 2 students from Gallaudet University for a summer program. Both are now learning the insurance business today. Thank you to both universities for working together to initiate this new insurance program for deaf students. Okay so far? Welcome also to our 4 new university partners: Georgetown University, Boston College, Fairfield University, and the University of the Holy Cross. I do want to also congratulate all 245 scholarship students here today, plus the parents who helped you get here. I'm sure a college education will better prepare our students to become tomorrow's leaders. But education alone will not get you success. You students must learn to believe in yourself to become successful. You students must learn to believe in yourself to become successful. I'm pleased now, and I'm sure you're pleased, to introduce this year's host and president of Temple University, Dr. Neil Theobald. Please. Thank you, Neil, for hosting our foundation, for hosting our students and our parents. Neil.
Thank you, Jim, for that kind introduction. And we are so proud to have this luncheon at Temple University today. Since meeting Jim, when I first came to Temple 4 years ago, I've been immensely impressed by his obvious commitment to work, family, spiritual balance. You do that, you're a great role model for those of us in these positions. Like you, I was the first in my family to attend college, and now that I've had the chance to meet Franny, I think both of us married up. Thank you for allowing us to educate 18 Maguire scholars at Temple this year, including Teresa Tham, from who you will hear soon. As Temple's president, I want to thank Jim, Franny, Megan, Amy, and everyone else at the Maguire Foundation. Your efforts are changing the lives of students throughout this region. I also want to welcome my colleagues from colleges and universities throughout this area. We have with us here today Donald Taylor, president of Cabrini College, Sister Carol Jean Vale, president of Chestnut Hill College, Roberta Cordano, president of Gallaudet University, Kathleen Owens, president of Gwynedd Mercy University, Sister R. Patricia Fadden, president of Immaculata University, Kevin Pollack, president of Montgomery County Community College, Stephen Spinelli, president of Philadelphia University, Sharon Hirsch, president of Rosemont College, Mark Reed, president of St. Joseph's University, Reverend Kevin Quinn, president of the University of Scranton, Father Peter Donahue, president of the NCAA basketball champions, the Villanova University, and Julie Woolman, president of Widener University. It occurs to me as I read that list that not everyone in this building was rooting for Temple when we played Notre Dame last season. It also occurs to me we haven't beaten any of these teams in men's basketball in a long time. So I might talk to Sharon Hirsch after this and see if we can schedule Rosemont next year. Seriously though, I want to thank all of my fellow presidents for the devotion you show to ensuring that students have access to excellent education regardless of their means. Last but certainly not least, I want to thank the Maguire College scholars who are here today. The luncheon is all about you. My congratulations to you all. You are on a college journey that will transform your family's lives. All of us are here today for one reason, the Maguire Foundation. Foundation does such essential work. It focuses on arts and humanities, hunger and homelessness, and education, as the banner behind me shows. While all of those are crucial issues, I want to focus for a few minutes on the last one, education. To the young scholars in the audience, I have this to say: you are earning a degree at a unique time in the history of higher education. This is an era that I call one of new pragmatism. Signs of these times include sharper criticism of tuition rates and greater scrutiny of graduates' career success. Indeed, some people question the value of college itself. Ironically, though, research conducted in the last 12 to 18 months suggests that a college degree has never been more valuable than it is today. The Pew Research Center found that the wage gap between college-educated and those without a college degree is higher for your generation than it has ever been in the modern world. Study finds that college graduates have lower unemployment and poverty rates and higher job satisfaction. Christopher Avery and Sarah Turner, in a recent study, found that the cost of not graduating from college, today is $1.2 million for men and $800,000 for women, given the higher pay and employment prospects from a college degree. Therefore, research is clear that college graduates have higher salaries at a young age, higher earnings, higher satisfaction in what they do, and their own kids are also more likely to do well. When you combine these findings with census data that indicate that access to a college degree varies widely by income, if you look at the bottom quartile of income in America, 8% of their children finish college. The top quartile, almost 80% of their children finish college. You understand why the efforts of the Maguire Foundation to counter those trends is so very, very important to our region's future. Jim, Franny, Megan, Amy, you are giving an incredible, valuable gift of education to the students in this area and to many, many Maguire scholars who preceded them. I had noticed the maxim on the front of the podium here, and I think it very much speaks to what we're trying to do here at Temple. We're trying to build the 4 pillars on which the university stands: access, affordability, excellence, and life-changing research. We're trying to restore the American dream in which citizens are able to succeed regardless of the circumstances in which they were born. Very quickly, Temple was founded in 1884 to educate the highly skilled workers, craft workers, in the workshop of the world, which is what Philadelphia was known as in the 19th century, who were rapidly being displaced by industrialization. Just east of here was the Stetson Hat Factory with innumerable hatters who hand-made the hats in those days. Just north of here was Philly's Cigars, where they hand-rolled cigars. Just to the south, we had Baldwin Locomotive Works, where you had piecework engineers putting together locomotives. As those industries industrialized, they flooded to Temple to be trained in 20th century professions: attorneys, dentists, physicians, business people. 130 years later, we are still committed and closely tied to the education of the working class students and make sure they can succeed regardless of the circumstances of their birth. We educate more low-income Pell Grant recipients than all of the other universities in Philadelphia combined. Our research on research on large public universities like Temple shows that the primary determinant of how much student debt they will take on is their time to degree. Therefore, we have put together the Fly-In 4 initiative that guarantees that every student who comes here can graduate in 4 years. First group that started that was last year. In our sophomore class, as they finish their 4th semester, we have 628 more sophomores on track to graduate in 4 years than we had the year before. If they stay on track to graduate in 4 years, they will save over $20 million in the cost of their education. Thirdly, not only do we want to provide access to an affordable education, we want it to be an excellent education. In the last 4 years, our ranking in U.S. News has gone up 17 ranks, and our goal is that we will be in the top 100 within 2 years. Finally, this access on excellence extends to our research that changes people's lives. Last year, Temple physicians were the first in the world to destroy a live AIDS virus. And also, we are very committed to the care of our community. Temple Hospital is the indispensable provider of health care in America's 5th largest city. Philadelphia is the only major city or county in America without a public hospital. 85% of the patients we see at Temple Hospital are uninsured or are dependent on government aid. They're mostly indigent. We serve over 500 patients a day in our emergency room, and they're treated for many life-threatening injuries. Thus, it's an honor to be involved with the Maguire Foundation as you seek to change the lives by investing in our students. Your commitment to these students is vital work, and it's helping them secure their futures in this turbulent era. In closing, I want to thank the Maguire Foundation for being here today and for providing scholarships to Temple students and all of the students here. I want to thank my fellow college presidents for being here and for leading the charge in protecting and strengthening higher education in this age of new pragmatism. Finally, I want to thank all the young scholars for being here today, and I want to congratulate you on being Maguire Scholars. That is a distinction you can take with you the rest of your lives. Please enjoy the rest of the luncheon. Have a good day.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name's Cecilia, and I'm currently a sophomore Maguire Scholar at Cabrini College. My decision to attend Cabrini was not an easy one. I had applied and been accepted to a total of 8 different schools with no idea what direction I wanted to go in. During the final week of making my decision, I found out that I had been chosen for the Maguire Scholarship, and my choice to attend Cabrini was made. I firmly believe that the Maguire Scholarship is what has put me on a path to success and allowed me to attend what I now consider to be the best choice of my life. In only 2 years of college, I have been able to excel in different fields of my communications major, working multiple jobs on campus, including as a peer tutor and a student ambassador, and lead multiple different types of service projects. I am speaking to you all today because of one project in particular, which I was able to lead with our group of Maguire Scholars from Cabrini. Last year, we decided that we wanted to start a legacy project which we could continue to perform each year. As a group, we chose our Clean Out Your Dorms project, which would benefit homeless communities. At the end of each school year, students on campus tend to be more wasteful when packing to move out of their dorms. Many throw things away simply because they don't feel like taking it home with them. Our project moved to collect any extra food or clothing which students would have otherwise gotten rid of when they were leaving their dorms. We placed collection bins at the entrance of every residence hall on campus so students could donate without any inconvenience in their moving out. I took the leadership role for this project, and as a group, we advertised and promoted the project. Since I live close to school, I took the responsibility for returning to collect all of the donations after graduation. To say I was overwhelmed by the donations would be an understatement. Cabrini's not a large college, and I think I can speak for our group in saying that we would have been pleased with even just a small response for our first year in starting the project. Yet, in each of our 12 residence halls, I was unable to see the bins which we had placed out. Every entrance was overflowing with donations. It took 3 separate carloads to get them back to my house to be organized. In total, we were able to donate 15 extra large garbage bags of clothing and over 1,000 food items to various shelters in Norristown. We have already begun planning for this year's project and cannot wait for an even bigger response from the student body. Not only was this able to allow us as a group to donate to the community, but it allowed us to grow closer as Maguire Scholars by working together on the project. I would like to thank the Maguire Foundation for this opportunity and the opportunities that they provide to many students like myself through this scholarship. Thank you.
John Rohn once said, "Time is more valuable than money. You can get more money, but you cannot get more time." I was a senior at West Catholic, and I needed to decide what to do next. I attended a college fair and met a representative from Community College of Philadelphia. I was hesitant to consider CCP because of a preconceived notion. However, I started to do my research, and I learned that CCP was a better choice for me at that moment. I learned that I would get an education at a lower price. So I went to CCP, I took part in the honors program, and I met some great people and professors. In my second semester, I was given the wonderful opportunity to take part in the Maguire Scholarship Program, which was amazing news. In 2 years, I graduated from CCP with my associate's degree in communication studies. CCP has a great program where you can do 2 years there and move on to a 4-year institution and complete your bachelor's in 2 more years. To my surprise, my scholarship will move along with me. Was God looking out for me or what? Through the dual admission program, I moved on to Temple University. My transition was not an easy one. With senioritis and graduation approaching, I needed to figure out what I wanted to do. I decided I wanted to change my life 100%. I quit my job of 3 years, and I decided to move into an apartment near Temple's campus. And one summer, I was moving to a new apartment, starting a new job at the hospital, and starting my first semester at Temple. My first semester at Temple went well, but I had one professor who challenged me to reach my full potential. Professor Scott Gradson gave a challenge to his students to make the best of their college experience. He said it was not enough to just go to class, do the assignments, and get the grades. He encouraged us to go out, seek information, and get out of our comfort zone. Although getting involved was not a foreign language to me, it was something I wasn't used to doing with my education. At CCP, it was good to get involved, but it wasn't necessary for your degree. One day, I check my school email, and I read an email blast for an audition for a TV show on campus. I think to myself, this looks interesting. I went to the audition straight from work, took one look at the suggested material, and decided to try my own jokes. The small audience loved it. I walked away feeling pretty good. Whether I got the part or not, it just felt good to do something that was not a part of my everyday schedule. The next day, I received an email saying that I was amazing last night and they would love for me to be a part of the Temple Tonight team. I was surprised and honored. I said all of this to say, college is not about the degree, and it's not about the little piece of paper you receive at the end or how much money you will owe the government. It is about taking chances and seeing what happens. Sometimes it might be good. It's about finding your comfort zone and learning how to step away from it sometimes. College is about taking part of something that is bigger than yourself and understanding that you are a vital part of that better thing. This scholarship has helped me to discover who I am, both in and out of the classroom. And for that, I thank Mr. and Mrs. Maguire and the Maguire Foundation. Thank you.
They weren't kidding when they said there was going to be 600 people. It's an honor to be here today. I'd like to thank Mr. and Mrs. Maguire, Amy Holdsman, and the Maguire Foundation for the honor to speak today. I look forward to this luncheon every year. I've been a Maguire Scholar for 4 years now. My name is Michael Giangiordano. I'm currently a senior in the LeBeau College of Business at Drexel University with majors in finance and economics in the 4-year co-op program. I'm a South Philadelphia native and a 2012 alumnus of St. Joe's Prep, as well as a 2008 alumnus of St. Nicholas of Tolentine. I'm honored to be here, and it's a great privilege for me to be a Maguire Scholar. I'd like to focus my speech around 2 central themes that I see as important to Mr. and Mrs. Maguire, the foundation, and me. They are entrepreneurship and Catholic education. Like Mr. Maguire, my family has a strong sense of entrepreneurship. My great-grandfather came to America from Italy with a vision to make his life better for his family. He came with little to no money in his pocket. In spite of this, he started his own business here in America. My grandfather did the same, as did my father. Mr. Maguire started his own business as well. All of these people have inspired me to start my own business, and I believe that entrepreneurship is in my blood. They inspired me to fill a need for people. For these and many reasons, I recently launched my own business that began with an idea to make residential rental tenants more informed. It's a tech company called Rental Rater. It will be the tenant rating website for residential rentals. The Maguire Foundation has given me the opportunity to attend a university like Drexel that places great emphasis on new entrepreneurial ventures. One program is the Dean Student Advisory Board Mentoring Program in LeBeau, where I was paired with an alumnus, and she and her husband has been greatly beneficial in helping this entrepreneurial venture. Together, they've been a great asset. This would not have been possible without the support of the Maguire Foundation and being a Maguire Scholar. When I first thought about college, I thought that the professor and the student were distant from each other. Professors stood at the podium and lectured to you, and that was it. I found that to be very different when I visited Drexel and when I ended up attending there. The word that comes to mind is family. We are very much a family that is similar to the family that formed my Catholic upbringing at St. Nick's and the Prep. The Maguire Foundation has put a great emphasis in supporting Catholic education, and I could say that I honestly am part of the person I am today because of my Catholic Foundation. I appreciate the strong emphasis and support of Catholic education by Mr. and Mrs. Maguire.
I have such strong faith and commitment that I remain very committed and active in my parish church and school, St. Nick's. I serve as a lector at Mass, as well as being both a member of our annual Italian Festival Committee and a member of our Alumni Committee. I have a strong commitment and involvement as well at the Prep. My desire to keep Catholic education strong also inspired me to seek an internship with the Archdiocese to fundraise for our Catholic elementary schools. I'm currently doing this internship. Once again, the Maguire Foundation is supporting students like myself, and for that I am forever grateful. Mr. and Mrs. Maguire, I hope that these stories can serve as a humble thank you for all you've done for me, a thank you in which I'm forever indebted to you. I hope that one day soon I could be in the very same position that you are, supporting students such as myself to reach their dreams. God bless you both. Thanks again for allowing me to speak today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the reception.
Thank you, Cecilia, Teresa, and Michael, for your commitment to creating something where indeed there was once nothing, and for connecting to the larger purpose of being a Maguire Scholar. Creating connections, giving of yourself and to your community, that is something we like to see for all Maguire Scholars. Good afternoon. My name is Amy Holtzman, and I am proud to serve as the Executive Director of the Maguire Foundation. I'm happy to be with you at the 5th Annual Maguire College Scholars Luncheon. 5 years ago, we had 16 scholars from 5 schools join us at a celebratory breakfast. Today, here, among the 585 people, there are 224 scholars from 24 colleges joining us at the Leah Chorus Center at Temple University. As you've already heard, we continue to expand our network to include Boston College, College of the Holy Cross, Fairfield University, and Georgetown University. Each school, among all of you, have selected their Maguire Scholarship recipients for the freshman class that will begin in the fall of 2016. Our high school network has expanded to include 10 more independent schools from the greater Philadelphia area for a total of 40 high schools from which colleges can select their Maguire Scholars. This year alone, we're spending $2.5 million only on scholarships to college. Our goal is and continues to be to provide high-quality educational options to deserving students like yourselves. You all deserve a round of applause. On this special day, I'm even more excited to tell you about our 23 graduating seniors this year, all of whom are here. So please join me in acknowledging each of these students after I read through all of their names. So for the students, if you wouldn't mind standing when I call your name and remain standing until I finish reading all of the names. Cabrini College, Megan Doyle, Curry Ann Farrell, Melissa King, and Norman Steigelman. Chestnut Hill College, Sunena Gohill. Drexel University, thank you to Michael Gian Giordano. Gwynedd Mercy University, Tanisha Jones. Gallaudet University, Sarah Emerson, Kayla Dufresne, Olivia Stein. LaSalle University, Brian Burgos, Caitlin Corson, Christian Santiago, Michael Vasquez, Christian Waits. Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts, Shauna Moulton. Rosemont College, Kiana Voorhees. St. Joseph's University, Ashley Gibbs. Temple University Insurance and Risk Management Academy, Alexandra Berg, Andrew Donchez, Mitchell Kirkner, Shannon Nolan, and Shania Williams. Congratulations, and as you embark on the road ahead. Stay connected and let us know how we can help. You are always a part of the Maguire Scholars Network. Now I'm going to turn the program back over to Mr. Maguire.
I'm honored now to introduce this year's keynote speaker. My daughter Megan is one of our 9 children. She's a partner with me in the Maguire Foundation. She's the mother of 5 children. She did her undergraduate work at Villanova University, which, as we all know, is the #1 basketball team in the country. She received a master's degree in education from St. Joseph's University, and she is currently an adjunct professor at St. Joseph's University. Megan is an intense competitor. She has completed several marathons. She's very committed to what we're doing in education here at the foundation. And Megan is just a beautiful person to be with all the time. Megan.
Good afternoon, friends. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for your continued partnership with the Maguire Scholars Program. Scholars, as leaders of your generation, your future is truly promising. Earning a college degree today is one of the many milestones society recognizes as a very important indicator of success. The paybacks of having a college degree are both tangible and intangible, and they both have a tremendous impact on your life. Use your education to learn and grow mentally, physically, and spiritually, and it will give you a solid foundation and provide you with so many tools to succeed in life. Today, we recognize you, and we recognize your commitment to excellence. We know you are passionate, responsible, disciplined, prepared, and most of the time, balanced young adults. Earning this scholarship tells us that you are the winners and the leaders of your generation. Congratulations, you are truly a success. But wait, does that mean you're all going to live happily ever after? I don't know, ask yourself, does reaching success guarantee my happiness? Reaching success may mean something different to all of us, but finding true happiness is something we all strive for. Today, the real conflict is how society defines success. Unfortunately, society places superficial value on being the best, the brightest, the richest, the most liked, and sporting the right style at all times. The pressure is overwhelming. Being raised by social media puts enormous stress on you to do and have more than your peers. But again, it begs the question, does doing more and having more really lead to happiness? True happiness comes from within. It comes from loving and accepting yourself completely. It comes from trusting God's will and accepting who you really are. It comes from having real integrity and being totally honest with yourself and God. It comes from believing what you are and becoming what you believe. Very successful people, by definition, meet most of their goals. Some are rich, some are famous, some are powerful, some are published, and some have their pictures hanging on many boardroom walls. But many of these successful people are merely empty vessels because they have defined their happiness by material wealth. leaving their heart a vacant cellar, begging for love. I know a man who at your age was passionate, disciplined, responsible, and he lived his life with real integrity. This man managed to work hard against all odds. With so many adversities, he struggled in school. He lost his father at 18. He didn't have any money, and he was repeatedly told he did not have what it took to be successful. Imagine, he did not have what it took to be successful. Finally, while attending his beloved St. Joseph's University, he had a professor who, in the beautiful words of the great Maya Angelou, was the rainbow in his clouds. This man was a guiding light. This man was someone who cared about him, someone who wanted to help him, someone who believed in him. Father Hunter Guthrie had genuine empathy and patience. He shared his gift of knowledge and his understanding of dyslexia. Rather than seeing a failing student, he saw a young man with tremendous potential who struggled with reading. And so he taught him how to read. That simple gift changed my father's future. That simple act of kindness, in turn, changed your future. My father went on to become a huge success in business. In 2008, his company was named by Forbes magazine as one of the 400 best companies in America. His company grew to higher heights than even he ever imagined. And it all began by an unexpected gift from a Jesuit priest who took the time to learn about my father's learning difference. This man was truly a rainbow in his clouds. Today, my father is wealthy, he's powerful, famous, and if you can imagine, the man who had trouble reading even wrote a great book. His life is a real success story. But it wasn't, and it isn't, where he found his true happiness. His happiness, his real happiness, came in how he chose to use his success. You see, my father embodies the words of the great Winston Churchill. We make a living of what we get, but we make a life of what we give. The real joy in his life comes from love and kindness. It comes from the unconditional love he has for my mother and our family. And it comes from his genuine commitment to helping others like you achieve a college education. These are the things that really matter. These are the things that really make him happy. Inspired by St. Ignatius Loyola's creed, we are called to be men and women for others. My parents created the Maguire Foundation. They understand on a fundamental level that sharing your gifts with others is where you will find true happiness. They raised their 9 children by modeling these virtues every day. And above all things, they showed us how to be kind, compassionate, and generous people. The lasting legacy of their foundation is in the lives of you and future generations who will be directly affected by their gift of education. Maguire Scholars, today I challenge you I challenge you to follow in my parents' footsteps. Use your success to help others and live the words of St. Ignatius Loyola. Be men and women for others. Each day, choose to make a difference in one person's life. I will leave you with the wisdom from Ralph Waldo Emerson's poem, What is Success? What is success? To laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition. To know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived, this is to have succeeded. Congratulations to all of you, and God bless. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's so nice. Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. You have no idea how happy I am to be standing here representing my family and the Maguire Foundation. It's such an honor for me to be up here today, and to work with my dad every day is the greatest joy in my life. So standing here and seeing your faces makes me so proud, and I'm so happy that we had this day together. I've been looking forward to it for so long. So thank you so much.